All right. Hey, what's up, everybody? Hey, look, we're going to get started. We're going to talk about this here in just a minute. But look, as you see on the screen, ice storm advisory out. I know we had schools already closing today, but just want to keep you guys updated now. It's if you're down here in our area, which is around the Senatobia area, you will see that roads look fairly clear. Everything looks pretty good right now. But later on this afternoon, starting about 3 o'clock, it looks like It looks like that's when the freezing rain is really going to start. We'll get that light freezing rain coming in, and then you'll get from there. You might as well just get ready. You might as well just get ready because around 4 or 5, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, all the way probably through almost midnight, it's at least a 75% chance, 100% chance. A lot of the times, you're going to see freezing rain. And at those temperatures where it's down around 29 degrees, it's going to freeze. It's just going to freeze out there. So you got to be careful, especially going into tomorrow, where the highs are going to probably not get above freezing until around lunchtime. And it's going to be cold. Then you're going to see rain at just above freezing. So again, it's going to be cold. It's going to be nasty tomorrow. Don't get out really unless you have to. I would be very, very surprised if we don't see the schools closed again tomorrow. They may have already made that announcement. I haven't seen it yet, so if y'all have, just let us know. But it's going to be bad. And look, here's the other thing that they're not talking about yet that you really got to see. Texas is getting hammered. And they've got another system down there in Texas where it's swirling around again. And it's about to get really, really nasty down there. Now, the models are kind of weird with how they're shaping up to be right now because the way they look, and I had planned on showing you guys this live and in progress as it happens, but it's kind of hard to do. I need to get this done really so I can show you. But this ice storm that just kind of moved in here on us, we were having this conversation about, hey, you never know. It's like, why do these weather guys get so wrong? Well, weather patterns are unpredictable anyway. You're dealing with jet streams and polar vortexes and just the rotation of the earth and all the things that affect it that's why predicting weather is not exact science. You just don't know. You try to make your best guess. And this one, all those things came together right, and this is what we're having to deal with right now. And it is making a swath across the south and all the way up north and on the east coast. It's going to get ugly. We're pretty lucky where we're at. I know Memphis has gotten a lot more ice. Nashville got hammered pretty good. I saw my brother. He was actually shared some stuff on his where the ice was thick. And it's just going to get more of it. So you got to be careful out there as we're sweeping through the days and going into the next couple of days, really going into the 1st of February this week. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be when you get home tonight, this afternoon. I know a lot of places are closing their doors early today. Probably a good idea. Probably a real good idea. Get to where you're going to be. Don't act like you can drive in this stuff like you do when it's driving. We've seen people who drive out in the sunshine on dry, nice days who can't even drive. You people need to stay off the road. You people need to for sure stay off the road. So you got to be careful out there. So while you're out here, while you're doing this, be careful. Be careful driving up and down the highways. And because it's funny. People think, well, like in Memphis, it's snowing right now. At least it was a few minutes ago. It was snowing up in Memphis. And they're like, why are they getting snow? Look, you realize, right, when you get freezing rain. So when you get freezing rain, it starts as snow above the clouds. And what happens is it hits a little warm pocket that's in between the layers. And it kind of melts it. And it gets back into the cool. And it resolidifies into freezing rain. Sometimes sleet. But most of the time, you go from snow to sleet to freezing rain. And that's kind of how it's formed. All right. That's a pretty generic way of explaining it to you guys. But that's pretty much what it is. So it all starts as snow up there in the clouds, right? Falls, heats up a little bit, starts to melt, and then boom, and then goes down from there. You can see hear my dogs in the background. Look, we all in the house staying cool or staying warm, trying to stay out of the cold. So wherever you're at, let us know what's the weather like in your area. What are the roads like? The bridge scene, of course, is something you're gonna want to be mindful of. Seen a lot of posts on Facebook this morning about what's going on with the weather, what's going on with a lot of these bridges. And again, I think the more we go into this afternoon is where the true test is going to come in at, where it's really going to get dicey out there and pretty nasty, I would think. So if you don't have to be on the roads, don't be on the roads. The south of us, it's going to be a lot better for them, really, I would say. And I haven't really heard anything just too far south of us and how bad it is. But, we're kind of at the tip of it. We're kind of at the tip. But, yeah, it's going to get bad, folks. Before it gets better, it's going to be nasty. Just accept it. Take precautions. And again, it's going to warm back up for the weekend. But geez, not that much. Not that much. Right now, they're saying 50 degrees. But you keep watching that storm down in Texas right now and how bad that sucker is. Kind of makes you wonder a little bit. Kind of makes you wonder a little bit about how that's going to play out over the next few days. Because we really don't know. We really do not know. And I get more of my weather information from different sites that I pay attention to, as opposed to what's really going on at that just on some websites that just are there for more of the advertisement than anything else. Like I'm looking at some of the video from Texas right now, Waco, Texas. Whew, Lord, the ice is thick, son. The ice is thick. We were looking at, I know it was up, on 240 this afternoon or this morning. There were several semis off in the medians, off on the sides of the road, sliding off. I'm telling you, you got to be careful. You got to be mindful. And I heard this because we had this conversation. Well, I drive pretty good. And it's not you, and it's probably not you have to worry about. It's probably the people are out there around you who think they can drive pretty good, and actually they can't. So you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful out there. We're at that time of the year, folks. We're at that time of the year, so be careful. Be careful when you're out there, and be mindful. Once again, be mindful of all the things going on as you get through here. And so we're sitting here, and I was looking at it, and we were like, what are we going to do? We need to get out here and get ahead of this and really get out here and start talking about it. Election season is coming up. We got all this. We're reintroducing a lot of new things right here on Undefined Radio, which I'm excited about going forward. A lot of new shows coming up on Undefined Radio. I'm excited about going forward. Getting some things in the works. Oh, I can't wait. One of these shows is going to be excellent. I'm so excited about it. And actually, there's a couple of these I'm really, really excited about that we'll introduce y'all to. We will introduce you guys to this. But we're going to try to start going live again every day at lunchtime. Keep you guys and gals informed of what's going on, what's really happening around our area. So if you've got an event coming up, or there's a business you want to promote, you need to hit us up at Undefined Radio. And we'd love to talk to you about it. I mean, that makes it fun. It's one of the things we really love to do is talk to you guys about this stuff because, again, it's the only way to get your stuff out there. It really is. It's the only way to let people know, hey, this is happening in your neck of the woods. And I don't think we get a lot of representation about that sort of thing. A lot of the time it's more corporate oriented and not as people oriented. And at Undefined Radio, we're all about the people. We're all about the people. We want to know the things that you guys like to see, like to do, the news you want to hear about. That's the stuff that matters to us. That's what we want to talk about. So just let me know when things are going on. Like I said, today's a little short one. I wanted to talk about the weather, what's out there. Hope you guys stay safe as we move into this new phase of what we're doing here at Undefined Radio, which I'm pretty excited about. Finally, after the pandemic almost ruined us, it was tough. But we're back. We're back and rolling. A lot of cool things happening. Be sure you tune in to CW30 at 11 o'clock, right after the local yokel show, every Saturday morning from 9 to 11. Then tune in to CW30, where you can catch Bluff City Wrestling and your new, one half of your new Bluff City Wrestling Tag Team Champions. Baby girl, why are you upside down? Baby girl's upside down. Go figure. Sleeping on her head. What do you do? What do you do? One of the best wrestling companies I've been a part of, and they are a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Bringing back old school Memphis wrestling that your parents grew up with. Wrestling that's fun. It's not a circus act. Doesn't insult you. It's just about old school wrestling when wrestling meant something and stirred a certain kind of emotion in people. That's what we do at Bluff City. Hope you guys tune in for that. And again, you tune in for the local Yokel show every Saturday morning from 9 to 11. We're right on after that. And then not only that, but Monday through Fridays, you got Johnny Pace in the morning. If you're not listening to Johnny in the morning, what are you doing? Because I know y'all are up. Most of y'all are up around then. Tune in to JP. There ain't nobody better than JP. I don't care who it is. Nobody's better than JP. Why he hasn't been scooped up by, one of these big corporate stations, I don't know. Well, I have a pretty good idea. Knowing Johnny, I have a pretty good idea. But Johnny's awesome. Johnny's amazing. And we're working on a new show. Johnny and myself have talked about doing a show for a while. And it's probably going to be one of those shows, surprisingly, that if you're sensitive or overly sensitive, overly woke, probably not going to be your thing, because we'll be edgy. We'll be a little edgy. We want to say the things out there that need to be said. All right. And not to be controversial. That's not the point of it. The point of it is to be factual, not to get up in your feelings and talk about your feelings and how, because we see a lot of this stuff that when we're talking about, your feelings play a part in how people report the news. That's not what we're going to do. We're going to talk about the actual facts of things. One of the guys that I watch a lot, because this whole Memphis thing with the Memphis cops, and they've released another cop now, another police officer. I'm sorry. I hate the word cop sometimes. Police officers and law enforcement, Leos, is what I prefer to say, to be honest with you. I don't know why cop sounds so derogatory. I think it's just become that thing that people have made it sound that way because there's so much police officer bashing going on. Now, look, these guys have not earned it. They did. But there was fault to be had all the way around. And that's not something everybody wants to talk about. It's not something everybody wants to talk about. But that's the kind of thing we'll tackle. We'll talk about it. And not from not from a biased or political viewpoint. I hate that. I hate that. But from a factual standpoint, what could have been done to prevent it, what needs to happen, what should have happened, all those things that people, for some reason, I'm not sure why people are so afraid to talk about facts and about the actual things that, whether you want to hear it or not, need to be said, right? Some things you need to say. Some things need to be said. This world we're living in right now, where everybody's under this fog of self-righteousness, it's pretty pathetic. And it does not help our country out at all. I always say this, and I swear I feel it's 100% the truth. 100% the truth. If more people lived their lives with the cohesiveness of the wrestling locker room that I've been a part of at Bluff City, and I was a part of at Redeem Wrestling, and OWO for that matter. Those are the ones are off the top of my head that I've been to that I can speak from. And I've been in a lot of bad locker rooms, but these three locker rooms in particular are great. There's black wrestlers, white wrestlers, Hispanic wrestlers, Asian wrestlers, and nobody cares about any of those labels. Those labels are meaningless. It's just brothers in there getting it done, all with a common purpose, all from different backgrounds. And I think if the world was like that, we wouldn't have to have a lot of these conversations we'll have to have. But that new show we're going to do, it's not going to be, we're not going to be afraid to tackle those conversations. We'll talk about them. We'll talk about them a lot. We'll field questions from you guys and really turn it up. Because I think that, and there's a lot of people out there who want to know and want to have conversations, but they're kind of afraid to do it. It'll be a space for you to have that conversation. I won't necessarily call it a safe space because That's become such a derogatory term too, right? And we don't want that either. We don't want it to be to where you're afraid to speak your mind and all that other stuff. I don't have to agree with you, but it'll be safe for you to say what you want to say. All right, it will. You can say what you want to say, and we can have the conversations about different things there. And I think that will be the benefit of what we're going to do with this new show. I think it'll be a big benefit of what we're going to do with the new show. And I think there's a lot that we can do and talk about. If you or somebody you know wants to do a show on Undefined Radio, get a hold of me. Hit me up in the DMs through Undefined Radio or my personal page if you're watching it there. And pitch me your idea. What do you want to do? What do you want to talk about? It's all game. It's all fair game. My goal is really to build Undefined Radio, build it in this area, and then start expanding out, right? Expand our reach out. That it was always that goal. But we find more and more because at first we were like, oh, we're going to be a music radio station, but people don't listen to music like that anymore. Mostly people stream their music, download their music, they have their Spotify's or and things like that they listen to, their Amazon Music, whatever it is, iTunes, whatever it is. They all listen to their own thing. So we want to make a hub of great shows with great content that people can come to and always find something to have a home here. And if you're a creator, you can come here and do that. That doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. Because that's how they demand of you on some of these things. Oh, I've tried to do so many different things and it's crazy. So Undefined Radio will not be that. Undefined Radio will be a space for you to do it. So if you want to do a show, whether it's a 30-minute or an hour format, up to you. All you got to do is pitch me the idea of what you want to do. I will help you to make that a reality. I will help you to make it a reality. And you can become part of the Undefined Radio family, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Bob, what's going on this morning? Good morning, buddy. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to have those conversations. We want to be able to have shows where you can do whatever kind of show you want. I don't care what your background is. I don't care where you're from. I don't care what it is. It can be political, religious, cartoony. It can be whatever it wants to be. Maybe y'all just want to spend the morning talking about grass growing. Whatever, man. Whatever you want to do. Because I can't tell you what your passion is. And so when you have an idea for a show that you want to do, that's whatever your passion is. At least it should be. I certainly wouldn't do a show that I wasn't passionate about. As far as personally me doing a show. If I'm going to do a show, I'm going to do a show I'm passionate about. So if you want to do a show that you're passionate about. You don't have to say, hey, what kind of show do you suggest I do? I'm going to tell you right now, whatever show you enjoy, whatever subject or group of subjects that make you happy, whatever those topics are. It may be a potluck show where you're just talking about anything and everything. That's fine too. Just a regular talk show. You can do it any way you want to. That's why we want to put it out there. You can do it any way you want to. And we always recommend you bring sponsors aboard. But here's the glorious thing about it. You do that, we'll give you half the sponsor money back that you make. Everybody wins. That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a good home base for everybody to grow, everybody to profit, everybody to have fun, and feel like they belong. Because there's enough of this other stuff where it feels like you're disconnected from everything. And we don't want that. We want to grow a community. I love the idea. I love the community mindset anyway. I think that's what's best and what works best for everybody. So think about it. Someone want to do a show, hit me up. Don't care what kind of show it is. We'll talk about it. We'll make it happen. And I can make it happen. And the good thing is, if you are not able to come to the studio and do the show, that's fine too. We can teach you how to do it from where you are and send us the show and even upload it. Not a problem. I promise you. It's not a problem. We can do it. And we'd love to do it because we want to grow this baby. And Undefined Radio will be growing. Undefined Radio will be growing. It's easy to step back and say, oh, hard times hit. So we're just going to cave in and go. And I had those thoughts myself about going, man, it's just my sponsors took a hit and they had several sponsors abandon us because of the pandemic and all this stuff. But I think you have to weather the storm sometime. No pun intended, but you do. Sometimes you just have to weather it and get through it and keep fighting for what you want and what you believe in and what you're hoping for. And I'll tell you, I used to never be one of those who understood the foggy mind concept, right? To where you just get into that funk and you can't seem to get out of it. Woo, it hits you before you know it. And you do have to fight through it. So congrats to everybody who fights through whatever thing is holding them down, whatever's got them coming down, because you can get through it. And you can prosper. That's the beautiful thing. You can prosper. And that's what we want to do. And Undefined Radio, I want to be the home of people who want to simply do good things. And whatever that thing is, I am all for it. So think about the shows you want to do. Hit me up with them. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'm all for it. We'll put you on the schedule and that be your slot date. It's that easy. It's that easy. Again, we got some new shows coming out. Hopefully make those announcements here in the next couple of weeks. Still working out the details on a couple of them. And really putting together a couple more. So we should have about 4 new shows I know for sure coming out, which I'm excited about. So that'll be fun. That'll be fun. Like I said, y'all be safe out there today. It's tough. The weather's tough. Try not to drive those streets, especially later on this afternoon and evening, especially. Like I said, I'm not sure how Memphis is. Well, I know how it is because my girlfriend's up there working in Memphis right now at La Bonner. And it's rough. It's rough up there. I can only assume it's going to get rougher. It's going to get rougher. So y'all be safe. That's the most important part. There ain't nothing worth risking your life over that can't wait until the weather clears. It just didn't. So there you go. We will have more weather updates as we get them. And if we have to go live with some new updates as they happen, we will do that too. Just so you guys know where we stand weather-wise. Because I know, because here's the thing, people are like, well, I haven't really seen the weather. We're always on Facebook or doing something like that, which is a great tool about what we're doing here with Undefined Radio and using Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, all those things as a tool to get information out. Like I said, because I think that's important. That's an important thing to do. And so any events that you have going on in your community, you want us to talk about, send them to me so we can get them out there to the public so they'll know about them. Like I said, this Saturday from 9 to 11, we got the local yokel show. Then right after that, CW30, Bluff City Wrestling. Tune in. Yours truly will be on there. And we do have a live TV taping at, is it 12 or 1 this weekend? I have to look. I'm going to have to look and be sure because I don't want to lie to you. And I will because the doors open at one time, right? The doors open at one time. And then, the doors, oh, God. I think the doors open at 11. The show starts at 12. We're doing 2 TV tapings. I believe is what it is this weekend. So, if that is at all untrue, I apologize. It is not. It is exactly true. That's right. Doors open at 11. Bell time is at 12. So, you come up, join. There you go. Thanks, Bob. Very, very good. Yeah, so Bob said it right here in the chat. Doors open at 11. Shows at 12 noon, and that's so true. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. It's free to the public. Come out and watch old school Memphis wrestling. Cheer for who you want to cheer for. Boo for who you want to boo for, and get invested. We're bringing old school wrestling back, and I love it. I love that I love that the stigma that used to be involved with fans of wrestling is no longer there. You remember those days when it used to be a stigma about being a fan of professional wrestling? Now everybody's kind of a fan. They're not in the closet about it anymore. They're just like, oh, heck yeah, wrestling, let's go. Because when you go to a show, you cannot help but be moved one way or the other, right? Especially if the show was halfway decent. And at Bluff City, it's more than halfway decent. Bluff City is truly where it's at. Bluff City is truly old school Memphis wrestling. And I don't say that just to say it or use the catchphrase. It really is. It really is. And that's what makes it fun. And to see that and be out in the community and people recognize you and go, I enjoy what you're doing. That is what I grew up on. That's the biggest compliment in the world to me, is that right there. Whether you hate me or not, because apparently a lot of people do when it comes to Big Daddy. And I get it. If I wasn't me, I'd probably hate me too. But, but I am me, so I don't. I'm a really cool guy. And you see, just to let you know here. I got baby girl with me. She's always with me now. You'll get to see the tag team champs in all our glory as you try to see who's going to take out royalty next. But we're having fun. We're having a good time. And I promise you, you come up there and check out a Bluff City show, you'll have a good time too. Got lucky and won. Dude, we whooped everybody. MJ, you know that. We took out all y'all. All y'all. We no got lucky and won. We told you the best team was going to win, and they did. They did. See, what I need to know, MJ, is where do you and Don have the tag team titles at? What other company? Because we need to come take those two. I think it ought to be our mission. Wherever you and Don go and have your championships, we need to come follow you guys and just take your titles. I think that's what the fans would love to see. I think they would love to see it. I know I'd love to see it. Baby girl would love to see it. Mike Grills did not get in the way. I don't know what you're talking about. Mike Grills wasn't even out there. Somebody who looked a lot like Mike Grills is out there, but I didn't see actual Mike Grills out there. I don't know. That's probably Harry, 187 Serpent. Probably a Serpent. I think it was Serpent. I think Serpent's the one that got in the way. I think Serpent was the one that got in the way. Look, I will say this, and I give MJ a lot of grief, but I love the top shotters when I'm not having to work them. I love them. They're talented. Top shotters, honestly, one of the best tag teams in this whole area. Outside of us. Top shotters are great. I will not take it away from them. We've been in the ring now several times with the top shotters. They good. Dude, they good. You will not hear me say anything else. That's a fantasy though. We will call BS on that one. Top shot versus no other teams around. We win every time. Not even close. Not even close. Not even remotely. Dude, y'all only faced us, what, 3 times, right? 3 times y'all faced us. One time, well, who was it? Was it Pure Power before they were Pure Power? Whatever that was. They came out. That match got thrown out. Then I was injured the second time, and y'all barely beat us then. And this last time, you see who the champs are. Bob, I got to agree with him. You guys can't win without interference. Oh, that's BS. We did not cheat in this match. I don't know what you're talking about, Bob. We didn't do anything in this match. I can't control what Mike Grills does. He didn't come in there. He did not hit Terry Wayne. He did not hit Addison. Addison Kane was the one that got pinned. Brody, I hit him with a big sidewalk slam. Brody flies like Superman. I mean, he ought to have a cape, by the way. He should have had a cape on. As much height in the air as Brody Hawk got flying across that ring over there. Stuck him with that elbow, and that was it. 1, 2, 3. No foreign objects. I defy you to show me where I used a chain. We used a boot, as Bob loves to say. None of that happened. The better team won on sheer merit. Sheer merit. But I got a feeling, though, our business with the shotters ain't done by a long shot. But like I said, it's always a privilege to be in there with them. And I will give it to the Hooligans and to East Coast Bad Boys. Bluff City Wrestling is where the top tag teams are. Tag team wrestling. And I love tag team wrestling. It's fun. I mean, that's where you really got to prove yourself. Those 4 teams alone right there, plus Pure Power. Dude, and we haven't even faced off against those guys. Bob, we've had this conversation. Bob says, but you guys are tough without interference. Why cheat? Why? Because we enjoy it. We just enjoy it. We do it because we enjoy it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say we don't cheat. I've told you 100 times, we will always admit that we do. Just because we enjoy doing it. I mean, I don't know what you want me to say. I'm not going to lie. Tell you I don't enjoy doing it. I love it. I love the shock and surprise on guys like you, Bob, who wonder why you have to do it. Because we enjoy it. Oh, Bob, by the way, I wrote a song for you last night. I'm just waiting on the best time to record it, or I might do it live. You're going to love it. Specifically for you, Bob. Specifically for you. But yeah, tag team wrestling, Bluff City, that's where it's at. That's where it's at. And those aren't the only tag teams, but good Lord. I mean, you got Dobie and Pepe, and we haven't seen those guys in a while. But I'll tell you what, they'll stick their nose in there and get it done. They will. We got some tag teams running through Bluff City. And now they all have to run through Royalty and the Savage Brotherhood, though. As we told you, it's going to happen, Bob. Day one. We told you guys. And now here it is. Now here it is. And you see, baby girl, she's so happy. I don't think she's ever been happier. She smiles a lot more now. She got a little pep in her step. Hey, look, I don't blame her, though. She's on the arm of Big Daddy. Why wouldn't you be happy with that? Y'all know it's true. You know it's true. Don must be out there pumping iron right now. Be out there slamming weights. That's what I need to be doing. But I hate the cold. Air. I'm not a fan of the cold air. We, Bob and Josh, will be live calling all the action. Biased, by the way. Be calling biased action and not the truth. Saturday at 12 noon, doors open at 11 a.m. Yes, it is 596 Sandridge off Summer Avenue in Memphis, Tennessee. Easy to get to, nice building. You'll love the studio. If y'all have never been to the studio, you will love the studio up there. Like I said, easy to get to. You just go up 240 if you're coming from the south. You can go up 240, circle around that way. It's easy to get to. And we'll have a good time. You'll see the true heroes of Bluff City Royalty in action. You know, that's what we are. Big Lou Winston, fail commissioner, big fail. Bob can't wait to see us. Bob loves us. Bob really does. Bob really does love us. But we'll have a good time. Folks, we'll have a great time. And look, y'all want to come up there and meet with us and all that good stuff, you can. I love talking to people. I love meeting my fans. Even the ones who try to say that they're not fans. You know you're fans. Chance Bluff City Wrestling does have that old school vibe, which is what is missing in wrestling today. It is. It really is. And for us to be able to sit here and talk about it and bring that back to this area, I think is important. It's important. Look, it has its place. And I think it's what the fans of this area want more than anything. They want that old school feel. Memphis is a fighting town. Good Lord. As scruffy as it is, it has to be. You don't have a choice but to be a fighting town. You ever try to get through that traffic? Good God. It's awful. All right, folks. I'm about to get out of here. Stay safe. Again, there's an ice storm advisory. This warning that's through there, it's serious. About 3 o'clock, it is going to be serious. The freezing rain will really start falling around then. From then until after midnight, it's going to be one of those things. All right, folks. I got to get out here. Jim was calling. I got to go. Y'all have a good day.